Broughton Sportive is now 7 years old. It's a cycle event for all abilities of cyclist. The event, by kind permission of Lord Say and Seal, is based at Broughton Castle near Banbury. Broughton Castle is the start and finish point for 100, 50 and 20-mile rides, and in the park there's a 5-mile family fun ride. Planning by the Rotary Club of Banbury Charwell starts straight after the previous year's event and culminates in a briefing for all involved parties a few days before the event.
That's the list we'll talk through. I'm not going to read through it, it's there for your information. But the first up on here is health and safety. I come out of a manufacturing background, and health and safety is priority number one. And also in the day itself, there's all sorts of areas which need to be carefully managed to minimise risk. We aim to start registration of the 100-mile cyclists at 6 o'clock in the morning with the registration team. We will go through until approximately 5 o'clock in the day when we start the clear-up process. So it's going to be a long day. Have fun, enjoy the day, drink water, wear a hat, use your sunscreen and be safe. Thank you very much.
In order to start at 7 o'clock in the morning on the day, things have to happen in the days before. Direction signs are placed by the scouts. Tents have to be erected and supplies brought in. On the day, it's an early start for all the volunteers and participants. There's registration, timing chips and maintenance to undertake before the start.
That's right. Yeah. 100 miles when you're ready. JD.
The 100-mile riders set off over a half-hour period from 7 o'clock with a short briefing first.
It's hard work, but it's a lovely course. It's just good fun.
And the reason behind it all to raise money for Rotary?
Well, that is part of it, because a lot of these events are run on a business basis to make a profit. This is not for profit, with the money going to charity. And I think that's what keeps some of us coming back to it.
While the 100-mile riders set off, others of all descriptions arrive for the other events. As the number of entrants rises, so the organisation has to gear up to deal with them, and clear instructions are important.
Welcome to the Raynet Communications tent. We're providing radio communications for the course. That's to say the 3 cycling routes, the 20, the 50, and more importantly for us, the 100-mile routes right across the course. So we have a number of radio operators out in the field at each of the feed stations, and in mobile vehicles which are responding to incidents as they occur.
Out on the road, the first ones are away, making good progress and heading towards the first feed station about 25 miles from the start. The feed station at Morton is about 25 miles from start, halfway for the 50-mile riders, but only a quarter of the way for the 100-mile group. They will return here later.
The only difficulty in the course was the rider. There weren't too many potholes this morning. No potholes. Signing was adequate because we're here.
Lovely.
Lunch is great.
Company's excellent.
Company's, well, present company included.
Yeah.
No, we're happy to be.
Thoroughly enjoying it. Nice hills to test us out.
You have to actually constantly, you have to remember you're cycling and not just looking at the countryside
Yes,
going
keep
past.
going. Really well organised as well.
Yeah, no, extremely well organised.
Good, yes.
Route was really easy to follow.
Yeah.
Signs
Nice
were really
food.
Good. Yeah, great food.
Yes.
Good.
So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
we're down from Cheshire. I'm not used to the hills. Both hills cause me to get off the bike and walk up. So I'm going to go and practice the hills again when I get home.
About 1 mile after Morton, the two routes split, the 100-mile route going further west and the 50-milers turning back east towards Banbury. The 100-milers return here later on their way back to Banbury.
Bit of gravel.
Ketchup or brown sauce? Brilliant.
Well, it's got
You've
some.
got
Whilst the long-distance riders are out at Morton, the 20-mile riders have set off and reached Traitors Ford. Bit of a challenge for some. The 100-mile riders have a few challenges of their own, not least Wick Hill, a very steep downhill ride with bends all the way. Back at Broughton, there's plenty of entertainment whilst we wait. Including the fun ride in the park. Back on the roads, legs are getting tired, but a quiet main road makes crossing at Cherrington easier. After your chosen distance, the finish line is a welcome sight. It's not just the medal that's welcome, but the bottle of water and the food voucher too.
Forcing yourself to keep going is the absolute.
Well done.
So many water bottles.
Well done, mate. Well done very much. Awesome. If you haven't ridden with a group, do that. That's just great. Well done, mate.
A few weeks later, some of the participants and those involved returned to Broughton, this time to the Great Hall for presentations.
This year we've got twins in charge of our club. It's myself and Tony, who are joint presidents, for reasons I won't delve into, but we do get on. So far it's gone okay. This is the 7th year we've had the event, and it seems to go from strength to strength. It's amazing how we keep bringing new people in to support us. I think the first year we ran it, we had the Banbury Club and the Inner Wheel. And then we had a local organisation who do VHF connections, Raynet. And they came along and they use it as a training event for their team members. And that puts us in communication all around the 100-mile route. and it just goes on and on. This year, well, last year actually, I had friends. A friend, who's still a friend, lives in my village of Roxton. He's a very keen motorcyclist. He got 3 of his chums on motorcycles to then go around the route and provide immediate support for people if their bikes broke down or they needed any sort of medical cover. And it just seems to go, and people come and help us and stay with us because they realise we're not doing it for profit. And that's a big element of this event. Many cycling sportives are run for profit.
And this year, a new winner, Oxford University Cycling Club. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
How many of you came up this year?
So we've got 6 of us this year.
Okay, so we'll
bring
20
12
next year.
Yeah, we'll bring at least 2 teams, I'm
Good.
sure.
Well done.
But yes, thank you very much.
So VC Jericho, they're big rivals. So that's they've stopped VC Jericho winning it 3 years in a row. So now we need to build up this, and indeed get Barry Starr to come in and challenge you both.
Yes, VC Jericho will never be on this trophy again. Brave words.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done.
Cheers.
And then we've got, is this one for the
This is the
50 mile?
This is the 50 mile trophy.
So this is a new trophy, the President's Trophy, for a 50 mile team event, and this year that goes to Wellsbourne Wheelers. So congratulations.
What can we say? Thank you to all the organisers of the event. It's a fantastic event. We'll try and bring more next year as well. We're a little village club, nothing like Oxford University. I guess that makes it all the more meritable.
Exactly.
We had the victory, so yeah, thank you all very much.
This year we have a prize for, because Strava do this thing where they measure your time at the bottom and at the top, so you have the person. And so this year, the ladies winner, the ladies event winner of the Strava Hill Champagne champion is Roy. I don't know how to pronounce Royce. Rasheen. Okay, so Rasheen Brown is the winner of this trophy. Wow.
Don't clap me.
We are so modern.
Don't clap me because obviously I'm not Machine.
But that's for Machine.
On behalf of Machine,
well done,
thank you very much.
Great.
Good. If she was here, she'd love it. Thank you.
Okay, well done.
Good. Okay.